Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fun with Dumb. I am broadcasting live from the motherland of Seoul, Korea. Shout out to Collab Asia for letting me use their studio. You might recognize the studio from all the Korea episodes I shoot. When I'm on vacation, I always like to pull up here and call up my homies to come on as guests, and we just, shoot the shit. I'm always working, even when I'm vacationing. I just got back from Hawaii. I had to make a quick stop at Korea, and I hit up two of my friends here. We got Danny Cho, who is a stand-up comedian from my neighborhood of Los Angeles, California, and he moved out here to learn a whole different language to do stand-up comedy in, which we were confused at the time why he was making this poor decision in his career. And now he is one of the godfathers of Korean stand-up comedy. That's how I like to see it. Yeah, put it.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
That was a good intro, right?
It was a very good intro. I too didn't think this was gonna pan out, the stand-up comedy in Korean.
How long have you been here now?
7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
We're friends from Koreatown, Los Angeles.
Yep.
We've known each other for over 10 years.
Long
maybe
time
15.
ago. When you started doing spoken word.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Spoken word is let's talk about that another time, all right? There's nothing to be embarrassed about, but maybe it is.
Yeah. Did you have like a Zenga piece?
Oh my God, Zenga!
I had a spoken word piece about the internet.
Okay.
And it was called The Internet Pimp. Do you remember this?
Yeah, well, I don't remember exactly.
And it was using all these internet references to create this poetry piece. It was really nerdy, actually.
2 E-props, 1 E-prop.
No. But that's so funny you mentioned that. Anyways, thanks for coming on the show, Danny.
Of course, man.
Appreciate you pulling up. And then the next guest here, we have Big Matthew, a.k.a. BM. He is an artist out here who sings, raps, models. Half of his feed is him shirtless. But
I feel like a prostitute sometimes. I feel like that's how I gotta sell myself.
No, we were talking about your name, BM. A lot of people know that as Baby Mama.
Yeah. Oh man, that wasn't a thing when I decided to have BM as my name because
it would be weird if it wasn't a thing.
Right. You just go off of Baby Mom. Like, that's a good one.
How many BMs do you have, brother?
Me, 0. Not yet.
But do you go by BM more than Big Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Big Matthew is from way back in the day when I was living in Cali, because when I was in high school and junior high, I used to be big, like really big sideways.
Really?
So everyone was like, Big Matthew.
So you were a late bloomer with,
I'm a late bloomer.
with the looks and the muscles, all of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also, BM, what that also stands for.
Yeah.
What?
Apparently, it stands for bad manners.
No, not bad manners.
Baby mama?
A bowel movement.
I'm kidding. It just doesn't get any better.
I was looking for a good one. I couldn't.
No, but you know what? I heard that a lot when I first debuted. I heard that more than Baby mama. They were like, BM. What's that fuck that stands for?
Bad is kind of hard, actually. That one is a hard nickname.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on the show, BM.
No, thank you for having me. I've been following the pod for quite some time and been a fan of you since Grind Time days. I'm sure you hear this all the fucking time.
The early 2000s, 2007 to 9, all of that stuff. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. No,
100%. You're the one where whenever I had like a debate with a friend on who the better or harder battle rapper is, I'll be like, man, that guy. That's dumbfounded. Will be his that guy.
Thank you, man.
No worries.
I'm starting to like your name more.
Yes.
BM. Yeah. You are from LA too.
Yeah, I grew up in Cali.
Okay.
I was in La Crescenta until junior high, and then I moved out to the IE.
Oh, you're Korean American.
Right.
Yeah, no, but when I moved out to the IE, that's when like I had like literally one Korean friend.
Yeah, IE is like out there.
Yeah.
It's not really close to LA.
Upland, Rancho Cucamonga. that area.
Yeah.
Ontario.
Yeah, exactly.
Why did your family move out to the IE? Because they have like strawberry farms and stuff there, right?
Yeah, it's like super farmland out there. Something happened in my junior high where a couple of kids got caught doing meth in the bathroom. So
What?
yeah, so my my parents were like, "Yeah, we're not sending them to school in this city anymore."
Oh.
Then we moved out.
So they saw that and they're like, we got to get you out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Bad manners.
yeah,
Bad manners. They were really bad meth.
Yeah.
Bathroom meth.
It's
Bathroom meth.
bathroom.
They're doing that bathroom meth right there, bro.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. I mean, good parents though.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
to immediately get you out of there. My parents would not have made a life change
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that.
yeah. Fucking stay. Yo, Hajima.
Yeah. Well, how long have you been living out in Korea?
I came here 2012 January.
2012,
Yeah.
and you came out here to do the training process.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because I actually did not want to, and my mom signed me up for an audition program when I was in LA, and
Your mom did. Was she
Yeah.
like a star mom? Like she's like wants you to perform and
I think it was more of like so back in the States when I was going to college, I went to Cal Poly Pomona,
Yeah.
and then I joined a dance team, and 3 days out of the week, I'd be gone just all night, like dancing. And to my mom, she's like, "Okay, is he doing drugs? Is he like out there like trapping or something? Like, what is he doing?" And
Yeah.
then I brought her to a competition called World of Dance, and then the choreography that I choreographed was the one for the set. So she was like, "Okay, so he's got talent," but she didn't think I would make it in America. So she was like,
what was the thought behind that? Just because she hadn't seen any Asian people make it in America?
yeah, I think she understood how much harder it was back then because this was like 12, almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So, at that time, you didn't see too many Asian people in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
There was like a very, very few. So
But your mom believed in you, which was kind of nice to be
Yeah.
like, oh, I think he can go out there.
And there's
Yeah.
probably like other success stories of Korean Americans
yeah.
going to Korea to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
Entertainment wise, right? So
It's funny, like because when I was growing up too, and my family was hanging out with other Korean families, like, and they like bragging about their kids, you know. But I was with a bunch of Korean families that were also all had fucked up kids.
Yeah.
So they weren't bragging about each other's like, academics and schools they were getting into. There was like this one family who had a son who was a raver and he was good with glow sticks. And that mom was like, "Oh, the other glow stick show 엄청 잘해." Like she was bragging about how good like he was good with glow sticks, and all the other kids like, he does ecstasy. He's the e-head, like. But it was just like it was funny, but it was kind of cute that they just found a thing and they would just gas it up. Like he's really good at this thing.
Yeah.
Like, even with me, my mom's like, "Oh yeah, freestyle, heba." Like pulling out objects, cup, right in cup. So it's cute. I mean, it seems like she probably saw that with your dancing and probably saw that you're pulling girls. Like, "Oh, they're out there. Pulls bitches."
I wasn't pulling girls at that time. I was still Big Matthew a little bit then.
So Big Matthew, that's where the name comes from.
Yeah.
How big are we talking?
I started losing a lot of it in
Pause the background. You see, if this was like, it's funny that a pause will follow you from the States. That followed me from the States. I would not expect to hear that in Korea. Somehow it's followed me all the way from New York over here.
how big are we talking?
I thought the homie from Brooklyn was like, "Pause." Yeah, okay. So
I've heard that a lot from my fans too, that question.
but you were heavy set?
Yeah, I was pretty heavy. I was obese. I was very obese when I was young. But luckily it turned into height. I have 2 younger brothers, and me and the youngest one were like on the bigger side when we were young, but we're the taller ones out of the 3.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it worked.
It happens. I mean, you know what it does? It's like if you're a little bit heavier when you're younger, and obviously kids can be cruel and they make fun of you and all those things, it does build a lot of character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you all of a sudden glow up, you're pulling all the girls.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
this happened with my boy Anderson.
Yeah,
You know, Anderson has posted photos of himself. Like he was,
Mm.
he was big too.
he was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
shit.
fool was huge. Like, but he's like, he's really like fun about it. You know, he'll like post his prom. He was prom king.
Yeah.
So he was
Oh,
voted
shit.
prom king because he was still charismatic. You know what I'm saying? You had to like compensate somehow with something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
He's charismatic. He's outgoing, social. So he got voted prom king. And I just asked him, I was like, what motivated you to lose all the weight? He was like, I wasn't getting any. I
Yeah.
wasn't getting laid. So he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I went hard and lost all the weight.
No, same story. I was the one where I would like consult all the girls of my best friends, like the girlfriends of all my best friends. Like,
Yeah.
this is how he's feeling. This is how you feel. And then I would always hear like, I wish guys would be more like you. And I'm like, well, why won't
The
you get with
classic friend zone
Yeah.
tale.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
why won't you get with me then? Like, what the fuck?
He's kicking rocks.
Yeah.
Why don't you just love me, man?
I could be a better listener than him.
Yeah.
But that must be torture, though. You know, if you're getting that constantly,
Yeah.
and you know, we've seen it in movies.
Yeah.
You know, what's that movie with Ryan Reynolds, friend? Something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he plays the heavyset dude who loses the weight. Oh, whatever. I don't know. Okay. No.
Yeah.
I think it's called Friend Zone or something. But yeah, we've seen it so much. You're describing exactly the scenario of those
Yeah.
like rom-coms.
Yeah,
So-
same concept.
So in Korean, like when you're fat, they say 안 긁은 복권, you know, like a lottery ticket that's not scratched.
They
Right.
Wait, is it slang? What is it?
Well, it's a saying like,
It's a
oh,
saying.
this person might be a unscratched lottery ticket,
I see.
right?
Mm.
But then some people, when they
Oh.
lose all the weight, it's a quang. It's a. It's
Oh,
you know what I mean?
no.
Because I know some dudes that are like big, and then I saw their like their army picture when they were in the army.
Yeah.
You have to lose weight, right? Over there,
Right.
you can't be a fat ass doing what they do, right? So, and the dude like lost 120 pounds,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And he was skinny, but I
Yeah.
was like, oh, nah, man, you look better big. You know what I mean? Like there's some people that carry the weight well.
The
You know what I mean?
proportions don't add up. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
keep
yeah.
the head fat, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're like, now you're lollipop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's like huh?
Oh,
No, this is a long time ago. So
yeah.
there was,
that's a good question about
yeah,
Ozempic. I don't
yeah.
know about the craze out here.
Yeah.
If that's
I haven't
caught up.
Uh,
heard it
Yeah.
here. So
Okay.
yeah.
What's Ozempic?
It's a popular drug right now that suppresses your hunger,
Oh,
but it's a psychological drug.
Yeah.
It's like it
Oh.
makes you just not think you're hungry,
Yeah.
which is interesting because I had no idea that it was a psychological drug. I thought
Mm-mm.
it was something to do with the chemicals in your stomach or
Mm-mm.
body and cravings, but. Yeah, it's interesting that it probably hasn't taken over here, but fitness has gotten crazy over here.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Everybody I walk around and see is somehow fit. and-
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I signed up for a gym,
yeah,
and I haven't. I'm 43, and this is the first time I signed up for a gym.
yeah. How's it
And-
going?
And I lost 20 pounds
Wow.
in the last
Congrats,
dang.
man!
in the last like 5 months.
Congrats,
Dang.
bro.
But then every trainer at the gym looks at me like I'm the hot chick at the bar. Cause they want my number to be my trainer, right? So they all like, 내가 자세 봐드릴까요? Right. You know, like, you know, can I check your form? And I'm like, 저 trainer 있어요.
They want to like transform you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody else look like they don't need a trainer, but I clearly look like I need a trainer, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's okay, you know.
I didn't like like I trained with a fob Korean trainer in K Town because my trainer now is just like Korean American.
Yeah.
But when I trained at the fob Korean, like there's like this tone I don't like. You know, when I'm kind of like like sluggish and waiting around for the next rep, he's
Yeah.
like 갑시다.
Yeah.
I don't like that 갑시다. You know what I mean? Like,
Why?
잠깐만.
Wait,
You know what I mean?
wait. How does the Kyopo trainer go? All right, quit fucking.
No, he does the same
right.
thing, but
Yeah.
there's something that hits differently with the 갑시다. There's like I just met you, fam. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, there is a different. It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
It is a different vibe.
So I mean, I've had a trainer here before, but you know, the problem with him was he was a fan, right?
yeah,
So his idea was I'll help you work out, but I won't touch your diet, because if you start eating healthy and I make you eat healthy, you're not going to do any of this. So let's just work on the exercise. But afterwards, he's like, all right, let's go eat a pizza. and that's that. And so like, that didn't help.
Is that why you hired this trainer? Because you can go in.
Yeah. He's a fan.
You're like, I like your strategy.
He's not gonna push me. He's not gonna push me to be like, all right, now you just need to eat like chicken breasts. And
it just depends on how it works. The regimen for each person.
Yeah.
What's your regimen like?
I diet and work out together nowadays. I'm sticking to the same weight routine. I have a chest day, back day, a leg day, and a shoulder day.
So 4 or 5 times a week?
I try to go every day.
Yeah, you're pretty yoked. I looked at your Wikipedia and you were on the cover of Men's Health magazine or something.
Oh man, I don't know if I could get my body there again.
What was your body fat percentage?
It wasn't too low. It was at like 7.
7?
Yeah.
7 is low. What are you talking about,
it's
bro?
pretty low for like the normal person, but I work out with people that like maintain 3 and 4%. And every day I work out with them, I'm just like, fuck, like I feel like shit.
I'm pretty, dude, 7 is crazy because I know this because I've been trying to lose my body fat. When I first went to the gym and I got my body fat test, it was like 27% or something like that.
What?
And then but I was skinny fat. I was still skinny, but like skinny fat, you know? And I've been able to get it down to 16%. I can't budge. I can't go lower than 16. I think it's a diet thing or something.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But like I saw a picture, I was like, my trainer, they ask you what's your body goals.
Yeah.
And people always say this dumb shit about your body goals. Like, I don't want to get too buff. Like, that's like an easy thing to do. I don't want to get too buff. Yeah. They're like, yeah, don't worry, bro. It's like the funniest thing. But Brad Pitt in Fight Club, when he was that's 5%.
Yeah.
Just to put in perspective.
Yeah.
I did the research.
Because you wanted the V?
Just pull out a picture of Brad Pitt.
That's my goal. Right
Think about how silly that looks. You're just pulling up a picture of Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Yeah. Do you have any body goals? Like, what's your goals?
I don't have any body goals. I just want to live longer.
Health.
It's just straight up health. It's not like, like Koreans especially, they I don't know if they do this in the States, but the body profile pictures.
Papu.
Right. So like they get as cut as they can, and then they hire a photographer who has amazing Photoshop skills, and then they lie fucking in their underwear and they fucking take their picture.
This is for specifically your profile picture.
No. Like for their socials, like they and then they put it on their Instagram, and people go, "Oh, 너무 섹시해, 너무." And then a month later, they're back to being a fat ass. It's like what is it like church camp? When you go to church camp,
you feel the Holy Ghost
for a week. You're like, holy shit, I'm gonna be so holy. And then when you get back to real life within 3 days, you're like, fuck it, I'm doing the same shit.
You're back to the glow sticks.
Smoking meth in the bathroom. No. Yeah. No, it's crazy. I feel that.
So to me, it's just like my girlfriend is a workout freak. She works out 4 hours a day.
Oh, dang.
Because she has no job. And so like she fucking get a job. But like no, she works out like almost 5-6 times a week.
Oh wow, she's all about fitness.
Yeah. So like her back muscles, like when I first met her, I was like, oh, like when I was doing it from behind, I was like kind of felt like a dude. Serious. I will show you the picture of her back. I took a picture of her back and I went, whoa, like it looked like a bulldog.
Oh, your homies are like, why you got pictures of your homies on your phone, bro?
Yeah. So, and trust me, I say this on stage.
Yeah.
And I got her permission. That's why she's cool.
That's cool.
Bert Kreischer a while ago had this so his daughter he got his daughter braces, right? Or was about to. And what do you think of my set? And his daughter's like, oh, it's a little too much. And he goes, you want braces? this is how daddy makes braces. right.
Yeah.
So to my girl, I go, this is how we go on nice trips.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, they'll always understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bring a Birkin or something.
Yeah,
you know?
I have to go to Norway in September.
BM, you got you got a lot of fans. I've been seeing like your comments and stuff. A lot of non-Korean fans.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like there's a genre. I mean, you know, Korean culture is so global and Korean music is so global that there are a bunch of non-Korean fans, but there are certain Korean celebrities that tend to have more of an international fan base.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
seem to be kind of like one of those.
Yeah.
Where you
yeah.
get like not just a typical fan, like K-pop fan, but like the ratchet ones who like really want to like,
Yo.
you know, sexualize you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've seen like comments like "step on me" and things like that. You know?
Yeah, they get pretty
Oh,
nasty.
what? Really?
Yeah, they get really nasty. Like, well, I just came back from a solo tour. I did 6 cities in the US. And before the tour, there was a fan who posted a picture and she called it the BM tour starter kit. There was a pipe, there was cigarettes, there was a vibrator, and a Glock.
And a
I
Glock.
was like,
Wait.
whoa.
So this is the starter kit for her to prepare for your show?
Yeah. I was like, you need a blick for it. What the fuck? But it was hilarious. And like that's like something very uncommon for like normal K-pop side of things.
Mm.
But that's when I realized like, okay, this is like a fun way to take this and it almost feels like it's a whole new demographic of K-pop fans.
I think it's nice to have that side too, where it's just not always wholesome or too young.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's grown K-pop.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And they're saying wild stuff, putting wild stuff on the
Step
poster.
on
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Yo, there's some nasty shit. I've gotten some nasty videos too
Oh,
on
no.
DMs. Yeah.
Oh no.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see him right now.
Yeah. I think my DMs broke because I kept checking him too much.
Yeah. I it's cool though. You are in a group still?
I'm in a group.
Oh, you are in Card.
Yeah, I'm in
And
Card.
this is a co-ed K-pop group, which
Yeah.
we don't see much.
Yeah.
Are you guys the only one?
I think we're the only active one right now. Oh, no. There's Angmyu.
Yeah, that's
Angmyu.
like the siblings.
Yeah,
the siblings.
Yeah. I mean, that's still kind of a different thing. You guys
Yeah.
have 2 guys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we only saw that like maybe back in the day with like Rura or something like that.
Yeah.
There was
yeah.
a couple more, maybe
Coyote.
back then.
Yeah, Coyote, Cool. I don't know if you guys know
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Why do you think like we don't see that as much nowadays?
Can I be 100% honest?
Yes.
Please.
No, please.
I think, in my opinion, girl groups and boy groups are marketed better. They're just easier to market.
Easier to market. Why is it harder to market a co-ed group, you think?
I think, in my opinion, it's like from a fan's perspective, when they look at me, they're like, oh man, like, you know, you're going to, psychologically, you're going to have like, oh, I want him to be my boyfriend. Like, I want to fuck him. Like, you know, you're going to have that. But then right next to me, you're going to see a girl and it's kind of like, it
Also,
could
they're
kill the
looking at
picture.
you guys like couples or something. Is
Uh,
that which
They're
maybe?
probably fucking.
No, less like, I think it's,
Yeah.
if it's not there consciously, it's there subconsciously.
Oh, you know what it is? It's like, you know, BM's dancing, right? And he's like shirtless, and there's like a girl like lusting after him. They're like lusting after him for like 5 seconds, and then the girl walks in front of him,
Yeah.
right in front. It throws you off.
It's-
You know,
yeah,
the
yeah,
focus
yeah.
all of a sudden is like, who am I supposed to?
That's what the Glock is for.
Oh no!
I think it probably splits up the fans, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could maybe split up the fans a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's
you know?
that's just like it's a thought that I have. I don't know if it's for sure, but it's
It's
the
a
other
theory,
way. It's
yeah.
a theory
Because I feel like similarly, like, you know, like boy bands, like all it's predominantly more female fan base,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%.
And for girl groups, it's more like dudes, right?
yeah,
And so I think them meshing is probably not gonna.
yeah,
But I
It's-
think it's cool. Like, I just think it's such a cool and like modern way of like doing things. Not that it's a new idea,
yeah.
but just the fact that you're doing that is just cool because a lot of that doesn't exist. I'm trying to think of American counterpart examples of that?
No doubt.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, but that's a
Just
female lead.
it's her and it's she's like the rock Beyonce.
It's like
kinda.
Pentatonics.
Yeah.
That's like is that an acapella group or something?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's cool. I mean, you guys have been doing that for how long?
We're on our 8th year now.
Dang.
We just all re-signed.
Oh, it's you guys just ended the group?
No. We re-signed to continue
resigned.
the group. Yeah.
They said resign.
Resign. Oh, no.
That could have been either way.
Yeah.
We resign. Is CARD an acronym for something?
Yeah. It's kind of cheesy, but it stands for the suits and the characters in the card deck. So King is the K, A is the ace, R is the 2 Joker cards, which are the girls, and then D is hidden card. So it's kind of like
Okay, can I just say the last 2 are a reach.
Yeah.
The last 2 are a reach.
Yeah.
they love the name so hard. They just wanted to make it work.
That's almost as bad as High Five of Teenagers, man.
But you know what's funny? It's like, okay, we think about those acronyms, right? HOT. High Five of Teenager sounds crazy, first of all.
Yeah.
But HOT as an acronym is kind of the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the modern
It's
day,
very hot.
kind of, But the like making it very internet,
Right.
Y2K, it is
Right.
kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I think the dopest K-pop group name is Solid.
Solid.
That sounds hard.
Yeah.
Dude. And wasn't their logo like an 8
ball.
ball?
Yeah.
That's tight.
Ooh.
That is tight, bro.
And,
Solid.
and those Hyungs were from that generation of pool halls in Korea. I mean, in K-Town.
Oh, right. They're like,
right,
they're
right.
Kyopos, right? They're
Right,
Korean
right.
Americans.
They're all Korean American, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's actually cool.
Yeah. And
That's
they brought
really
that
cool.
kind of like, Boys to Men-ish a cappella, but they also did some hip hop,
Yeah.
and
They
so
were part of that big aesthetic and identity of the Korean American young person, right?
yeah.
Like the hair and all of that
Yeah.
vibe.
So what's crazy? Like when I moved here 7 years ago, like I know the 3 guys in Solid, right? So they did like a comeback album, and so they did a concert, and all their fans, like who were fans back then, came, and now they're like moms, And so they did like a Q&A, and Jun Hyung, the one with the deep voice.
He's a big YouTuber too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does now, but like he like it was Q&A time, and this woman was pregnant, and she's like, "Oh, the son in my stomach is named June after you."
Oh, wow.
Right? And her husband right next to him going, and so in my mind I was like, "Oh, she was probably thinking of him." Well,
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's kind of fucked up, right? And he was like the good the visual of the group.
Yeah.
Right. And so he's married now, and I know his wife too. And so after the concert, I was talking to the wife, and all the female fans were looking at him like, "That's the bitch that got my oppa." Like,
Oh,
like,
no.
and I was like, "Oh, do you feel this?" And she's like, "Yeah, I get it all the time. I fucking hate it." Right. So that kind of, they still have that, and they're in their 30s and 40s.
The hardcore fan base, yes.
That are still like,
I don't think you ever lose that. Like if you're a young person who grew up on Justin Bieber and you get older, like you must have still that connection.
Yeah.
There was like a huge stretch of years where you just bought all the posters and merch and it's hanging on your wall.
Yeah.
You probably were never gonna lose that.
so
Yeah.
who was on your wall?
On my
Oh, yeah,
wall,
yeah, when you were growing up.
I was crushing on Tupac hard. No. I mean, it was like, like I was just like another rap kid. Source magazine cutouts, a double XL magazine.
Yeah.
Now that I think back, that was a little sus for sure. Tupac's in his bathtub, half naked.
No, with the gold chains covering his dick.
KRS One with his nose.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I had hip hop posters, but I had a Bruce Lee poster. A lot of shirtless dudes.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't know. Who did you guys have on your? Did you actually have like comedian posters?
No,
or-
I had Michael Jordan poster.
Yeah, Jordan.
And that was it.
Jordan was big. I had a Jordan poster
yeah.
too. What kind of posters did you have?
I had Pac, I had Biggie, I had J. Cole in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a gang of like skate magazine.
Oh, did you
cutouts,
skate?
too. I used to skate.
I used to skate too.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, let's play skate right now. Who has a skate?
Oh, I'm down. Let's go. Let's go.
Nah, you'll kill me, bro.
No.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? I skated for so many years, never got good, right? And I had a black homie who just rapped with me. Grabs a skateboard, never skated in his life. Does a kickflip on the first try.
What?
I'm telling you right now, like all my black homies who did not even skate or anything, like they just were naturals.
Wow.
Hand them a skateboard. They all lead higher than me. I've been practicing for 4 years.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
insane. I was so mad, man.
And that's how you met Lupe Fiasco.
And we kicked and pushed our way into friendship. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of the posters and stuff, a little cliche with the rap posters and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I had. I think I had like very stoner like posters, like the stuff under a black light. It's like shining and stuff.
So you didn't have any like Pamela Anderson or that type of.
I think it was a little too much. You know what I mean? Like I might have had like one girl poster, but just to put like a naked girl on the wall seems like a lot.
That's true. That's true.
I think a lot of it was like, I know my parents come in my room all the time. So if my mom came into like a bikini photo on the wall, I would kind of feel like, ugh.
이거 뭐야? 이놈 새끼야, 그거 하라고.
Or she would have been like, oh. Or she could have been like, oh. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, I have had my mom walking on me while I was watching a Pamela Anderson video.
With Tommy Lee, that video?
She was coming in with like cut up fruit. Like,
Oh no!
Did a full turn and it walked out. Yeah. It was embarrassing. But
yeah, you had to eat those apples when they were brown, right?
They
oxidized.
They do, you know, I do appreciate her because she would just play it off like nothing.
Nothing happened?
Nothing happened.
No,
you
your
know?
mom's very cool. Like
My mom is cool.
she seems very like more, how do you say, open and Western compared to say my parents. Because I met your mom,
Yeah.
you know, at a bar.
Wait, where'd you meet her?
with you
Yeah, okay.
at Cafe Blue, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like my mom and dad would never
Come to the bar.
come to the bar to drink with me, right?
Yeah.
So like that type of just, she's willing to chill, hang out with her son's friends is something that like I think is very refreshing. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's cool. I just feel like sometimes you don't want the parent that's too cool with like the kids and stuff. It's like, I'm the cool mom. You don't want the cool mom. You know what I mean? But she was always like youthful energy. I think that came from her like growing up in Argentina. You know,
wow.
So it was like not weird for her when I would bring home like Latino friends or black friends. It wasn't like, oh, my mom was very comfortable, you know, with all that. So
Oh, that's tight.
yeah.
I saw the video where you bought her a couch. And I
Yeah.
was just like, yo, she's just like a dope mom. Like super dope mom.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, there's still it's such a Korean element. Like you get something nice. Like I've got her a new couch, right? And then like a week into it, she's like, 옛날 couch가 더 편하네. You know? And I was like, what do you want me to do now? You want me to like get you another couch? You know, it's a little annoying.
But I think if like the way Korean moms brag to their friends about what their kids did, like it's around it's like a fucking they do it in a way where it's like it's annoying. Like I remember buying my parents a TV, big ass TV, right? And then like I'm driving them to church and mom and dad are fine, and as soon as we get to the parking lot and she opens the door, she starts like grabbing her head like she's dizzy. Yeah, because she sees her friends. Her friends go, "Oh, Daniel, why are you? Oh, I'm so dizzy because my son bought me 2 big TV and now 어지러워. Like, you know, like a very like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Just trick you.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. Like 무슨 배가 아파 왜 어제 스테이크를 맛있는 걸 사줬는데 나는 스테이크 별로야. 나는 그냥 된장찌개야. Right? I'm like, what? Like, but you know, but that's the way
it's the humble brag.
Yeah.
It's a humble brag.
Yeah. The OG Korean style humble brag. Like she'll probably like, 허리가 아파. 왜.
Oh, that I didn't see it like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
she's trying to pull a stunt like that.
Yeah, like yo, my son got me like a $10,000 fucking couch and my back hurts, you know, because I like non-cushion shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
I always feel guilty. Like if I buy something nice for myself, like I have to buy my mom something too. You know what I mean? I always feel guilty like spending that money. So if I buy like something that's nice, I buy something like twice the amount for my mom.
Oh,
Things get expensive around these parts. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dang, I'm like,
guilt.
I'm imagining right now how psychologically draining it must be for moms to meet each other. Just like before they meet, like this is gonna have so much shit to brag about. Like
fucking Harvard 의사 daughter, I gotta compete with this shit. All right, hold on.
It's like making a list on her notes, like okay, this, that.
I never like, you know, when I was growing up, I never worried that my parents' friends' kids were gonna outdo me a little bit, you know? I knew how harsh life could be. It's somewhere along the line, they're gonna fuck up. And I'm gonna be chugging along. Because life is a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Yep.
And I was right. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, you never lose until you give up. And I'm willing to go to the end.
Wow.
I'm willing to go to the end.
What kind of inspirational podcast is this shit?
No. It's like old boy revenge. You know what I mean? Some of my beefs last forever. You know, like forever. It will never end. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I'm losing. I'm just like, no, this is a long game.
Do you feel like you still have beef with anyone you've battled? Like
no. My battles that's literally just a sport.
Oh, okay.
You know, but I have beef with people I shouldn't have beef with. You know, like they just said something to me that just rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
It's literally like Old Boy.
You
know what I mean? Like in the movie Old Boy, the lead didn't even know why he got locked up into that room for 20 years.
Right.
And then he finds out it was this one little thing he slipped up on. You know what I mean? And my enemies will find that out. I'm kidding. Going back to kind of the Korea stuff too, I was going to ask you, BM. When did you move here? How many years ago?
12 years ago now.
So you're full on like Korean citizen now.
No, I'm still American citizen. I'm here on a visa, and I just keep extending the visa. But mentally, I feel like I've inherited a lot of Korean traits, like culture-wise, consideration-wise. I think one thing I'm really happy that I learned here is respect for elders. Because in my household when I was young, we only spoke English.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad's English wasn't always it wasn't always perfect. So like subconsciously a side of me like did have an ignorance for that. Like, oh,
you're like,
know.
Shut up, Bill. It's dad to you.
It's your daddy, okay? Not Bill.
I do think, you know, Korea does something to you where you realize how much of an arrogant American you can be.
Yeah.
That probably had an effect on you, right?
100%. So I'm actually really grateful for the time I've spent here because not only did I gain a immense amount of respect from my parents and my grandparents, but now I know the language to communicate with them in Korean too. And that's like a whole different type of like welcoming and endearing feel between your parents.
That's really cool that you experienced both sides. That first part of your life where you couldn't even talk to them, which is me every day of my life. But you somehow flipped that and you were able to like finally communicate with your family. That's pretty beautiful, actually.
I love it. I'm so happy this happened. And for a really long time, when I first like realized that, I just kept thinking, dang, I wish this happened like earlier in my life and I was more like, you know, considerate towards my parents. But I'm just happy it was able to happen in this lifetime at all.
And was there like an aha moment once you were able to communicate with them that you found something about them that you could finally empathize?
There was
less anger, maybe.
Yeah. I started being able to understand my dad's jokes.
Oh, you're like, I thought you weren't funny at all, but you got jokes.
Yeah, no, straight up. I was like, yo, this guy can like really talk to people and make people laugh, and
wow,
like and make the atmosphere like much more fun.
Wow.
And I was like, dang. And it was when he was having a conversation with my other guy member, and I was like, oh, dang, like this is what a cool guy.
Yeah.
No wonder fucking dope. What the hell? No, just kidding. I just completely took it to somewhere pretentious as fuck.
Well, hey, Daddy, do you think you're more funnier in Korean or English?
I think in English. So I think the idea ultimately is English, but these days my jokes, if I think about it, I can't say them in English. Like it won't hit the same. So currently, I think I'm funnier in Korean.
Oh,
but I think in English, like so I can't write. I didn't go to Hangulakyo or anything, so like I have no notes, and if I do, they're all in English.
Well, you know what's interesting is you're doing your jokes obviously in Korean language, right? But you're thinking in an American way while you write it, right? Would you say that's kind of the explanation?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. But then I'll try it on stage, and I'll be like, oh wait, well that didn't work. So it's a wording issue. It's a placement of the chunk issue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's something that I got to do on stage until I figure it out. You know what I mean?
That is a cool. I do think being a kyopo is somewhat of a superpower out here too, because there's ways that we think that someone out here would not think in that way, right?
Absolutely.
Because they've had cultural blockage in like the way you got to conduct yourself, right? Or you know, so it allows us to go into these areas that the normal average Korean would not be able to go into that territory.
Right. And similarly, I think if a Korean that could speak English fairly well, they can go to the US and like do bits, but because vice versa, Americans are open this way, but they didn't think about this shit.
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean? So
that could be like a PSIC thing too, what they kind of do with the English too.
Yeah. So to me, that's the. I mean, I'm here just trying. Personally, I'm just here to make sure that the scene becomes something where there's a bunch of comedy clubs open, and I can chill and just do stand up. But right now, I'm doing a little bit of how do you say managing.
I mean, going to your comedy shows and then seeing also the other stand up comics, it is really interesting to know. It's a great thing to know that comedy works in any language.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you see the different comedians that do impressions. There's an impressions guy. There's a one-liner guy like Anthony Jeselnik. You know, there's a crowd work guy. There are these different kinds of guys with the Korean version of it, and it works. Like it's really the same vibe.
It's universal.
And also now, like there's female comics that are slowly coming up.
Was that really rare? There weren't many female comics out here?
No, there was probably one or two. And so to me, I mean, my whole, I think we said this before we rolled, was like, I don't care what they say, as long as there's comedy in it, or there's technique of stand-up comedy in it. Then you can say whatever you want. If you don't know the technique and you're just saying wild shit to say wild shit, then it's just hate speech, right? So I'll have like a uber feminist. I'll give them time as long as they know how to write and deliver stand up the way stand up should be.
Let me ask you: do you think there will ever, like the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where there's one stand up comedian hosting and cracking jokes at the politicians in a big room? This is a thing in America every year. Do you think that will ever exist in Korea?
I think before that, they need to do that with the
celebrities, like a roast.
Yes, roasts, or like the, what do you call it? Like the 시상식, the award shows, right? The way Gervais was roasting everybody, because like everybody famous kind of takes themselves like they put themselves on a pedestal. But particularly politicians all over the world. Now, just the idea of roasting is I feel like a very American thing. Where you can listen to, hear it. Like here, when you roast somebody in, like, if I say anything about politics in Korea,
canceled?
Not canceled, but they'll be like, oh, this. So if I say anything in this favoring the left, and they'll be like, this motherfucker is fucking leftist communist. You know what I mean?
The interesting thing about the roasting style here, because like necessarily just making fun of like comparing you to like another person or like an animal or something like that. That doesn't like really happen. It's more like 잘났어, like like you make him look like bad or something. As opposed to roasting, like it's not like let's all laugh together. It's kind of more meaner in a way. You know.
Also, like, when Koreans make fun of each other, like they'll just you're ugly, you're bald. Like that's not roasting. You're just reporting. Do you know what I mean?
There's no cleverness to it.
So now that the comedians have been they're doing roast shows now in Korea.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. So, and it's starting to get good. In the beginning, I was like, they're still like lacking, but I trained them in the green room. Guy would fucked up like acne scars. I'd be like, oof, your black and white photo looks like a QR code, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I would say shit like that, and then I think they will understand that there should be some sort of metaphor. There should be like things like that. So I think it's helping them, do their own,
Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy that there's technique and like a certain base for that, because for me, I always thought just comedians were just naturally funny. It was just something they had. And like,
well, you're there's a level of naturalness to it, but you are also testing stuff out all the time where things don't work. Sometimes I'll test jokes out amongst my friends, not like really subtly. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm always doing bits. But we talk and we're like cracking little jokes, and sometimes it's just like bombs amongst your friends too. It bombs when no one laughs and it clearly looked like you were trying to test out a bit. That's when it bombs with your friends.
Okay.
Because he's like, like blah 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 blah, and not funny, and it just completely looked like you're testing it out.
And if you go, you wrote that, and then you'll have a beef with me forever.
I think the trick for any entertainer is to make things sound effortless, right? Even for a musician, make it sound effortless, but deep down you actually tried to make it effortless. And that's okay. But if it's too transparent, like if it's too clear, you tried hard to do that, it's not gonna look good. You know what I mean?
Stand-up it's in essence a monologue, but it feels like a conversation. You know what I mean? Or not like it's not like a presentation. You know what I mean? It feels like you're talking to people, you know what I mean? And so that's the hard part, because in Korea, the educational system, I think, is that everyone starts, they write their thing, and then they word per word, they look in front of a mirror, or they stare at a wall and fucking for 5 hours just go over the speech.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
That sounds more nerve-wracking than music.
But then you go on stage and you're doing your prepared speech, expecting people to laugh here, but you get nothing. Then and then that's when you start forgetting your lines. You start, because you go, people are supposed to laugh right here, but they didn't. Okay, so then I have to. What do I do now? And that's when you see like the beginning, like the open micers, their whole set just eat shit because
that is interesting, because that happens when I was doing battle, when I was battle rapping. People would react to the wrong part. It does throw off your rhythm. When it's supposed to, when they're supposed to go I'm like, wait, there was one more coming. Is your group all Korean Americans, or
no, just me,
just you? And how long? And you didn't have Korean down fully when you joined the group. It was a learning process.
I couldn't speak a lick, like at all, before I came here. So
Yeah.
I had to learn the culture and the language simultaneously while
Damn.
living in Korea.
Did you go to like what Ohakdang or whatever?
No. I one of the employees were like teaching me vocabulary, and then I learned like writing through Kakao Talk, and then a lot of the language I picked up through dating girls.
Yeah.
Well, how did you pick it up?
I think a lot of the fights helped me like, cause like when you're
Arguments?
yeah, cause when the girl's like talking shit to you, you're like, what the fuck does this mean? Cause you want to say something back and like either help the situation get better and the relationship heal, or say some
No, man,
other shit.
by not saying anything will help the fight. You know what I mean? You just gotta fall back. You were actually trying to have a rebuttal.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've dated some crazy girls out here too.
I feel like it's. I mean, I do feel like that is the one part. It is frustrating for me to create some sort of relationship with somebody with a language barrier, because I do want to get to parts of them I can't reach.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and vice versa. I think. You know, I don't know, but maybe there's something cool about that too. That you're.
I mean, I have a friend, Bobby Big Phony.
Mm-hmm.
So he married a Korean woman.
Yeah.
And Bobby's Korean is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I go, and they've been married and they've been together for over a decade, and they have 2 kids. And I go, how do you guys fight? And he goes, we don't. And what do you do? It's like when they get angry, they just like they don't speak to each other. They kind of give each other space.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then they come back to be like, all right, now it's time, because they have a kid. We can't just not see each other forever, right? So
yeah.
that's yeah. And I go, that must be frustrating. And he goes, it is.
It sounds like it works. That's why I knew all that communication shit was bullshit. You know what I mean? Okay. Always talking about you gotta communicate, express your feelings. Nah. I mean, there's something to that, man. Just give it time.
Yeah.
That's just like give each other space.
Yeah.
You don't have to tackle the problem right there and then.
That's why like Korean families I see in Korea, they have the kakbang. So mom and dad sleep in separate rooms.
Is that common?
As if you have the space, it's typical in Korea, right? And I went, that's great, but what about like kakjip?
Whole houses?
Yeah. Just not kakbang, just kakjip. We're cool.
Yeah.
But sometimes we need
Yeah.
our own space.
Kakshikkus.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
2
yeah.
different families.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. Well, hold on. We'll figure it out what we can say. Are you good on time right now or what?
Yeah. I got like 10 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
7:32 an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what I was going to top on. Sorry, I just kind of blanked out right now as I was
No, it's
laughing.
okay. This is a hilarious conversation.
Yeah. It's been good. So wait, are you performing, doing a lot of shows right now too? What?
Oh no, we're getting ready for a comeback. My group's coming back mid-August,
Okay.
and then we're probably gonna tour for the rest of the year.
Is there, because that's a term that's used a lot, especially in Korean music, right? Comeback.
Yeah.
So how does the cycle work? It's like you put out an album. Do you rest, just not do anything music related for a while before a comeback? Like, do you guys actually leave space for you guys to just chill for the
No.
sake of mental health? Or are they just calling it a comeback?
So this is like the shitty part of K-pop. When you normally in a K-pop label, you'll have more than one group.
Yeah.
So they'll like cycle them out. And when you prepare for a comeback, you record songs, you learn choreography for most, if not a couple of the songs. And then after you release the song, you do the whole music show cycle,
Yeah.
the circuit. And then once you're done with that, it could go anywhere as long from like a week to a month. And then after that, if you're someone that's sought out by overseas crowds, then you'll go tour for another month and a half. And that process itself can take around like 4 months.
Yeah.
But during those 4 months, you work on music and then you promote it.
Yeah.
But once it's done, until you get ready for another comeback, nothing. there's nothing.
I see.
Yeah, so it's like you'll be up and about, busy, can't think of, and then you'll just have too much time. So I like to occupy my time by making my own music, like for my solo.
I see.
So like whenever I see those pockets, I'll like approach my company and say, can we put this out?
Yeah.
But if not, I see a lot of artists kind of go into a dark space during that time. So
and then doing stand-up comedy. That sounds like the perfect place
You're
to go.
welcome.
Yeah.
I'm wide open.
yeah.
Let me ask you, are you conscious about how much English you use and Korean you use in a song?
100%.
So what's the percentage? Like, how do you calculate that?
Depends on the song, but nowadays I deliberately use more English just because I write better in English because it's my first language.
And is that because you've seen Korean music go so much more global now?
Yeah.
That you're like more comfortable trying English
Yeah.
out?
Yeah. I'm like, thank you, God.
Yeah,
My stronger language is more of a weapon now.
As soon as I got Korean down, you went back to English.
Yeah.
So you are now like, now I can actually try this other muscle that I started with.
Yeah. There's a big relief because a lot of like what I came with into Korea with that people were like, that doesn't work here right now, is starting to work now. So I'm really happy about it.
But people who are fans of K-pop still want some of the Korean language? Because I've seen this kind of debate going on about like what constitutes K-pop music, right? And people have talked about this, and I don't know. I don't think anyone has the clear answer. It's tough, But the language is obviously a big part of that, right?
No, 100%. I've seen those debates too.
Yeah.
I haven't felt yet having that apply to me. Like it hasn't applied to me yet. No one has said like, can you rap more in Korean?
No, yeah, they haven't said that.
Yeah, not yet.
That's funny.
Not yet. I think it's because my bars in English are kind of like pushing the conservative boundaries of what K-pop should be. Like they call my music adult K-pop now. So I'm just talking about ass all the time.
But I feel like that is if there's a young Korean person that's like, 한국말 더 써, like that's a very conservative thing to say, right? As a young person. To be like, because it's like very nationalistic.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's like a pride thing or something. Because if they're fans of hip hop, they would appreciate the English slang in it, wouldn't they?
Well, I think it's just nationalistic and just trolls in general.
Yeah.
They'll just like trolls there. It's not to prove a point. It's just the only point they have is to make you feel shitty. right. Really. So it's not, they don't believe in what the fuck they say.
True.
They'll just be like, well, all that shit's in English. 한국 K-pop이면 씨발 한국어로 써야지 개새끼가. And then you're
all it
be
has
like,
to do is affect you.
That's all their job is.
Yeah.
They have like a belief system in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So have you had a tough time where you come from a K-pop background, from a co-ed group, and also when you do solo stuff as a rapper and you're trying to do like harder stuff? Like, have you gotten criticism where like, this guy's a K-pop guy trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, has that been ever a thing, or it doesn't matter? Like,
I think I've been endeared for it more than criticized for it.
That's cool.
Like when I had my US tour, I was really surprised because half of the crowd were black girls and they were just partying like crazy. And that was really endearing to me because I grew up on black music.
Yes.
You know, and that's kind of like the biggest influence for my music too. So
I gotta say, and I gotta always shout out like the young black girls who support Korean music.
Yo, 100%.
You know,
100%.
I said that in this last pod episode that I just did, that like the black community actually even helped my career beyond hip hop into the Korean side when I transitioned more into collaborating in Korean music and K-pop music. Because I went to those shows, it wasn't Koreans coming out to my shows. It was young black girls that loved Korean music.
That's so fucking tight.
Which is crazy. And I was like, oh man, you know, they saved my career as my hip hop fan were dwindling.
And they'll make that party jump too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they bring this flavor to the like they bring a new energy to the K-pop world, I think.
And also
100%.
what I feel like especially in Korea, I've noticed is that if you get love from like the Western world, right? Whether it's white, black, Latino, whatever, when you get love from the Western world, then Koreans start to like
respect you more,
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like, just like you'll see. That's why Koreans have that show. 어서와 한국은 처음이지, where they have foreigners come to Korea for the first time, and then they eat Korean food and experience Korean shit, and then there's a panel that goes, wow, they love bulgogi, right? Or like that kind of they want, if you get that respect from the outside cultures, then they bring you back in.
Do you think Koreans are still like that? Do you think they actually care about American validation anymore? Or
I think it's still unsaid. I mean,
a part of me just feels like Koreans are feeling themselves a little more than they did before.
Yes,
because they are a big global, powerful, like impactful culture.
But I see it a lot, especially like with like YouTube clickbaity shit. It's always going to be like look at this Korean, like for example, I have a 동생 who does stand up in Spanish in Mexico.
Oh,
so he's from here. His name is Comico, and so like he'll go. He's been living in Mexico for like about 2-3 years now and does shit in Spanish, and so it's all about like getting respect from the Spanish world.
And he's Korean.
Yeah, he's Korean.
Oh, that's so sick.
And so like he was on Spain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And and then like that clip went viral. So you know what I mean? Like
nothing shocks American competition shows.
Yeah.
Like hearing something come out of your mouth that's not supposed to come out of someone that looks like you.
So he starts off like so in the Spain's Got Talent, he starts off like speaking only in Korean. 안녕하세요, 뭐 김병선입니다. And then and then he just goes into Spanish, and people go, "Oh shit!" Like, you know what I mean?
He's like, "Oh, 안녕하세요, besamer mucho," and then Simon Cowell, and then everyone at the judge panel like, "What?"
They dude, like it's in the Western world. That's what So he has fans in the sense of in the Spanish world going, oh shit, like he's pretty funny in our language.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From Koreans, he's like, shit, he killed it on Spain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
The Spanish speaking world loves, you know what I mean? Like it helps when you get the validation from the Western world as opposed to being funny in your native language.
I do think that is one thing about Asian people when we hit the scene, or even still now. I think there is not much of an expectation from Asian people to be like good entertainers. So when they all of a sudden do something, everyone's like shocked.
Yeah.
The first time they probably saw like a Korean dude do a windmill, they're like, "What's going on here? The world is going crazy." It's just like I think it's always a shock when we do something performative, but I guess less now, obviously. But still, like there's always some clip of a nerdy Asian dude doing a crip walk, and people in the comments are like going crazy. Like it's just crazy. I don't know.
I feel like I was one of those guys when I was young.
Yeah. Well, BM, Danny Cho, thank you for coming on the show, man. Appreciate y'all. Is there anything happening you guys want to plug?
I am coming out with a comeback with my group very soon, mid-August. So be on the lookout for that.
Nice. August, so it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty
cool.
soon.
Just come check out Seoul Comedy Club.
Yeah, so you have your own comedy club in Seoul.
Yes.
And he has shows multiple times throughout the week.
Yeah, but warning, it's all in Korean, so if you don't understand it, probably not a good idea.
It's interesting because there are also comedy clubs that are English comedy clubs, but they're a little bit more not necessarily representative of the Korean comedy scene. They're just foreigners who come in, mics and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you guys are interested in going there, even if you don't understand Korean, you can
sit in the back. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see your dumb, non-understanding face. Fucking get out of this.
You know what? You're talking to me because sometimes I'll be at the comedy show and everyone's laughing and be like,
that was me the first 5 years in Korea.
Yeah, like I had dinner the other night with like a homegirl, and she was like talking to me in Korean. I'm like, 그 무슨 말이야? I never do that. I'm just like, it's like 무슨 말인지 알아? I was like, 몰라요.
Yeah.
And they catch me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to admit it. I'm just like, it's not that important. Like I don't have to, just keep talking. Keep talking, you know?
It's not that important.
Anyways, Danny Cho, BM, thank you so much. Fun with Dumb. Tune in next week for another episode live from Korea. Shout out Collab Asia. Peace.
Hey.